Hi guys, welcome to C2C Mentors and happy Independence Day to all of you. Alright, in this video I'm going to predominantly talk about 100 days for verbal, right? Because we are 100 days away from CAT, and rather than making the whole video, which I'm going to make anyway, I thought, I'll focus more on the VARC part because that's the main problem as of now. So in this video I'm going to talk about VARC plan, how do you study, what's going to be a study plan. I'm also going to talk about my Delhi workshop which is happening this Sunday, August 18, and I'm also going to talk about a couple of programs which will boost your preparation and score in VARC. So to begin with, what are the major problems we have in VARC as of now? The major problem that I see when I speak to my students is that the score is not moving up. स्कोर नहीं बढ़ रहा है, एक्यूरेसी नहीं आ रही है, सिलेक्शन ऑफ क्वेश्चन नहीं पता चल रहा है, आरसी पढ़ने में बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लग रहा है. I mean, you get different types of RCs and it's really time consuming because you have an hour as far as the VARC is concerned. It's the first section altogether, and within an hour you have to do reading comprehension, plus you have to do para jumble, para completion, para summary, odd one out, so many things. That's the main problem. So how do you kind of tackle it? Now, a lot of people will kind of tell you that you should read and read. You should have a good hold on the reading front. That's correct, no doubt about it. Even if you look at my videos earlier in the month of April or May, I used to say that you got to read. You need to read a lot. But trust me, when you are 100 days away from CAT, will this reading kind of a thing will help you? Let's say if you want to start reading right from now, will it help you a lot? In real sense, it will not. However, there is a crux. Now, the crux is, what I advise my students is that rather than reading those newspapers, rather than reading those books, those novels, those magazines, it's better you stop that. So don't do that. Do not read that. See, what's the ultimate purpose out here? The ultimate purpose out here is that you should be reading on a daily basis, right? So what I should do in my days, whenever I know that now I don't have much time. So what I did in my days is basically, rather than reading all these things, I started picking up mocks. I started picking up handouts. I started picking up those books which has RCs, lot of RCs in there. So rather than reading a newspaper, I will just take the RC and I'll read those RC. Now when I read those RCs, I'm not focusing on question. I'm not focusing on solution. I'm not focusing on anything. The only thing that I'm focusing is just want to read that RC. That's the reading practice that I'm doing. So I can probably do 1 or 2 RCs, full-fledged 1 or 2 RCs, and then probably read 1 or 2 RCs out there, right? Just read. You can read them, while you sip a cup of tea or, while you are just sitting idle. You can just read them. Rather than reading newspaper, it's always good that you read RC because there is a good advantage out here. You understand the length, right? So you are constraining yourself as far as the length is concerned. You are used to reading those kind of a passages which are there in the CAT exam. That's the advantage. Again, the language is close by. Again, the structure is kind of close by. So these are the things which helps you psychologically a lot when you see them in CAT, ZAT, and MAT, CMAT, all those exams, right? So now onwards, if you really want to read, my humble request is that stop reading newspaper, start reading comprehension like a newspaper or like an article, right? That's going to help you a lot. Now the other thing, a lot of people say that verbal is going to be easy. See, no doubt about verbal being easy. It is actually easy. The main problem that happens is that for the fact it's an easy segment of CAT, it comes with a lot of questions also. So if you look at, if you need 90 percentile on a particular section, let's say by 10 question you get 90 percentile in, let's say, DIA LR, save 90 percentile, you will be able to get around 16-17 questions in verbal. For the fact it's easy, you need to attempt more number of questions, and you also have to maintain a good accuracy to get a good score in verbal. Now that's the challenge, because getting those 16-70 questions is not that easy. I mean, you can crack it, you can mark it, but having 100% accuracy is something really not possible, because in quant and DLR, as I said all the time, you can cross check. Verbal, you cannot cross check. So most of the time you mark those answers based on your gut feeling, right? Which is not going to give you the score anyway, right? Now, so people say that if you look at CAT ka verbal ability, right, or if you look at CAT ka VARC, what do you get? You get reading comprehension based on, let's say, social science, humanities, economics, business, let's say politics and all that stuff, right? Now, this is correct. There is no doubt. You get these kind of topics, but then trust me, as an aspirant, as a CAT taker, I care a damn what topic is there. Trust me, I care a damn what topic is there. The problem is that if I'm not able to understand the topic, I will not be able to mark those questions. I mean, yes, you will be getting around about 5 reading comprehensions, right? You'll be getting 5 RCs in there. Out of those 5 RCs, you have 2 RCs which that topic or that subject you'll be able to crack it. What about the rest of 3 which are going to be the make or break? And verbal as a whole section, VARC as a whole section of CAT is always going to be make or break, because people will score very well by default in quant DLR, but scoring in verbal is not that easy. But trust me, if you do take care of verbal, it's the most scoring part of your entire CAT, right? Now, so should I start reading politics now? Should I start reading business news now? Or should I start reading humanities? Doing this is going to be waste of time. Trust me, because nobody knows what kind of topics or what kind of RCs are going to be there in your CAT paper, right? So working on that front is, I think, something not going to be fruitful. It will be fruitful, something that I'm going to tell you later. Now, RC is none. What do you have rest? You've got para jumble, you've got para completion, you've got para summary, you've got odd one out. This is going to be your main kill. From now onwards, I want you guys to kind of focus more on this, because this is going to help you a lot. Para jumble, you can maintain 100% accuracy. Para completion, para summary, odd one out, you can literally maintain 100% accuracy. Para jumble and odd one out is one and the same, right? It's just a different structure altogether. In para jumble, you have to kind of look at A, B, C, D. You have to kind of understand the logical order. In odd one out, you just need to find out a sentence which breaks the chronological order, right? So it's going to be easy. Now trust me, these things are manageable. You can understand them, you can do the strategy, you can understand, you can solve them. Whichever classes that you've joined, whichever coaching that you've joined in, they will teach you para jumble and all that. But trust me, if you learn para jumble, you can maintain 100% accuracy, and that's what I say. Now, if you mark those 10 questions correct, which is predominantly going to be Titta, you're getting around about 41 percentile on the spot. That's the biggest advantage that you have in verbal. And it's always good to mark Titta questions correct, because your score goes up when the scaling thing happens, right? So that's the number one thing. I want you guys to focus more on these Titta questions, non-RC or the verbal ability part. Do not do vocab, do not do grammar, do not do critical reasoning. All these things are not there in CAT. CAT syllabus is very short and sweet. It helps you to score more. So para jumble is going to be the main thing. Now, coming back to your reading comprehension. How about having something which can be used across reading comprehensions, as a formula or as a mechanism? And that's where, when I was studying, being a VARC student, I found it really tough to crack psychology, philosophy, politics, paragraphs, inference-based paragraphs, because they are not easily doable. So what I've done is, so I built this up kind of, I came up with a couple of rules, wherein you can actually apply those rules irrespective of any RC. It can be politics, it can be psychology, philosophy, and you'll be able to score very well. And that is the reason what I'm trying to do is, I'm launching a workshop program. I mean, it's basically a verbal master workshop program, right? In this, I'm giving you around about 30 workshops. So it's going to cover CAT, ZAT, NMAT, CMAT, SNAP, TISH, all the exams written out here. I'm going to cover all the exams. Now, how does it work? If you talk about this readings, this RC rules, right? I'm going to have my first lecture today in Mumbai. By the way, we are launching in Mumbai. Today is the first batch in Mumbai. So Mumbai guys can join me directly. We have already started in Pune. Next week I'm going to start these things online. So the thing is that you need to just understand these rules. You apply these rules on any reading comprehension without even understanding that RC. Now trust me, you don't even have to understand that RC. Without understanding that RC, you will be able to knock off that RC, right? Because this is kind of a mechanic. It's kind of a formula. You just need to look at a couple of things and you're done with it. So the thing is that first workshop that I'm going to conduct is going to be RC rules. Get well versed with those rules. Then we're going to do some we're going to do some practice of doing some tough questions, or rather tough RCs. Now, how does it work is that in other institutions, what I've seen is they cover main idea, tone, inference, argument, and other kind of thing in one reading comprehension class. It doesn't work like that. In C2C, what I intend to do is main idea, separate workshop, tone, separate workshop, argument, separate workshop, critical reasoning, separate workshop. So if you talk about only RC, I am going to give you VARC 30 workshops. So roundabout, so I'll tell you how it's going to work. So first kind of a lecture is going to be RC rules. Then practice, apply those rules on psychology, philosophy, abstract kind of topics. Then we're gonna do main idea. Later on, we again gonna do some practice, right? And then once you have around about 9 to 10 RCs, when you solve 9 to 10 RCs by using these rules, right? What am I gonna do is I'm gonna bucket them into another category, which is going to be psychology, philosophy, economics, polity, humanities, and then I'm going to give you another rules which will help you to knock off particular type of an RC. So the moment you know that, you know what, it's economics RC, this is what you need to do. Without even reading a paragraph, couple of questions you can crack aram se, right? Then we talk about there is another funda, which is wherein you don't have to use rules. It's always going to be shortcut. So what happens, you read the RC, you don't have to apply those rules. Just by using my shortcuts, you'll be able to knock off around about 80%. So the whole thing is that you read 20% of the RC and you're able to do 80% of questions in that RC with close to 100% accuracy. Now that's my plan. So next week onwards, rather we're starting this in Mumbai today, we're going to start the Pune by this weekend. The next week I'm going to start, like next Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm going to start the online kind of a thing. So this is available in classroom, this is available online also, Mumbai, Pune, and online coaching. These lectures are not going to be pre-recorded, they are always going to be live, purely live, no recorded as such. Live lecture का recording आपको मिल जाएगा. So that's going to be the case for RC. I cannot guarantee you 24 on 24, but I can roundabout guarantee you 16 questions on 24. That's one part. Then we're gonna move ahead with workshop on para jumble, para completion, para summary. Now you can speak to people who have attended my workshop in Pune and Mumbai. The real para jumble questions of 2018, we did it in the class in 30 seconds with 100% accuracy. Now that's a heck of a thing, because cracking para jumble within 30 seconds is not that actually possible, but then 30 seconds to padne ko lag jata hai, but you can still crack it. There is a way to read it and attempt it. So guys, I'm launching this program for verbal, which will predominantly take care of, because verbal is it will be changing. CAT ke baad ZAT has a different VA, the RCs for IFT is going to be different, SNAP element is going to be different. So in this workshop, I'm going to be covering CAT, ZAT, CMAT, NMAT, different exams with different flavor of VARC. This workshop will also include vocab, para jumble, para completion, para summary, odd one out, grammar later on, and reading comprehension completely. So if you're interested, if you want to join in, you can join in. As I said that I will be putting a lot of videos on my channel, which will definitely help you to boost your preparation for verbal. So I said that in my couple of videos earlier. I think this Sunday I put in one video when I've showed you how do you crack, how do you decode the reading comprehension. Go and watch that video, that will give you a clear-cut understanding. That's just 5% of what I'm going to cover in workshop. So guys, if you're interested, I have 100 days, we all have 100 days. Trust me, 30 workshop is what you will be doing in the class, plus your own practice. Yeah, you are spending around about 1/3 of your preparation on verbal. That's more than enough. That is definitely going to give you a score which is going to be around about 22 to 25 questions out of 34. So if you're interested, if you want to kind of put in efforts on verbal, you can join my program. Joining, you can call on the details given below. But guys, trust me, right from now, it's really time to buckle up for your CAT. So guys, with that note, thank you so much, and good luck for your CAT.